Netflix live action adaptation. Those always go well, right? No, I spent my entire day watching it. I'm not kidding. 8 hours of my day today was spent watching this, and I was pleasantly surprised. I've watched a lot of these adaptations in the past, and they're never really good. I think One Piece might be the first one to do it some justice. First off, you gotta say it, we all gotta address the elephant in the room. One Piece is goofy. Making it a live action experience, they get to lean into the cringe a little bit, and it's fine. I think it works pretty well, but it's not as bad as some of the anime adaptation stuff that we've seen in the past. So I've got a lot of positive things to say, I've got a lot of negative things to say, and we're just gonna talk about it. So here it goes. The story is a bit rushed and slightly out of order. Now, as far as the overarching arcs go, it's not actually out of order. You have Luffy meeting Kobe, Orange Town, Syrup Village, Baratier, and then Arlong Park in that order, which is the correct order. Now, there's some missing pieces and some added in pieces that make it a little weird, but overall, cohesive. There's good moments, and they don't shit on most of the good moments, but not all of them are perfect. We'll talk about that in a little bit. In the actual arcs, things are a little out of order and just like a little different. And for why? At the Marine base where Luffy meets Zoro and recruits him, they meet in like a bar, and that's kind of weird. And Zoro does the thing where he eats the crushed rice ball that's crushed by Helmeppo. That all happens in this bar, but he's still tied up in the yard. It's like, why didn't you just do it there? I don't really know. Did you want to change it just to make it a little different? And if so, that's fine, I guess, but it's kind of weird. Arlong shows up at Baratier. They still go to Arlong Park. It's just kind of weird how it happens, right? But I think it's fine. It should be a little different, because I know East Blue pretty well, and I didn't really need to just watch a one-to-one retelling, which is okay. Also, how we get the character's backstory like intermittently placed throughout their character introduction arc, it's actually a pretty good way of introducing the characters and making them like more meaningful. You get their entire backstory in their backstory arc or their character arc, and I like that. The biggest story change overall was intermittently putting in Kobe in Garp's story, because that was not a thing in the anime or manga for a long time. We got Garp's introduction and Kobe's reintroduction around episode 310 to 320, or chapter 430 to 440-ish. And to put that into perspective, all of East Blue is only 61 episodes, or 100 chapters. But I get it, because this might not be a super long thing, and they wanted to, not just introduce Kobe and then have him like go away for like 300 episodes. The character designs are kind of crazy. They're all over the place. But to sum it all up, I think we can put it pretty safely into 4 categories. Solid because the character looks normal. Solid because it's just unreasonable for this to be in real life. Goofy because it could only be executed well in anime and just could have been better. Zoro looks great. Zoro looks exactly how he should. He's cool, he's badass, but he's also just like, the somber, silent, cool, broody guy. Solid. Luffy matches fantastically. I mean, he matches the aesthetic. He looks exactly how you'd think he would look in real life. It's good. The hair, the straw hat, the clothes, everything. It just looks good. Matches. Nami and Usopp probably could not have been casted better, realistically. Nami matches exactly. Usopp matches exactly. The casting for these characters are great. The designs for these characters are great. Zeph, Kobe, Kuro, all the kids, all of the Straw Hats' backstories, they were all casted great. Garp and Alvida just cannot physically look how they look in the anime, and that's perfectly okay. They did great with what they did. Axa and Morgan looked a little cringe. It probably should have been like a lot buffer, but it was fine. They did Zeph's mustache and Mihawk's sus facial hair, but they didn't do the curly brows? They didn't do Sanji's curly brows? What's up with that? Mihawk's facial hair, Helmeppo's hair, they looked cringe, and you can't really execute this well in a non-anime setting. Like, they're going to look goofy every time. Every time. Buggy, I kind of mess with it though, I'm not even gonna lie. I like the Buggy design, and the fishmen, they look crazy. You have all these like the nose man. It just doesn't really work in a non-anime setting, and we can all say that. Come on, it's not weird. We can just say that. Shanks could have looked better. Shanks could have been better. Maybe not casted better. He was fine. You know, the guy was fine. I just mean he looked too normal. He didn't look cool. He didn't look intimidating. He didn't look like... He looked too normal. I said Ned Flanders. My brother said Ned's Declassified School for Survival Guide. He just looked like a normal guy. Normal Ned. He looked like normal Ned. The set design was great. Baratier looked great. It looked magical. It looked like I wish I was there. I wanted to be there. Arlong Park was awesome as well. It was great. Arlong Park looked like intimidating to be there, but like a good vibe for anybody that was there. It was great. And the whole Arlong Park building crashing down looked crazy. So good. Let's be honest, Going Merry, I really wish they went with like the comical, cartoony sheep design that we see in the anime. It just would have looked better. It would have worked. It would have worked. It would have worked. I'll say it. It would have worked fine. Now, as far as the CGI and action goes, I think it was good. I think it was good. It wasn't the best because it's like a little cringe to sword fight, you know, but it looked good. I think as far as the CGI goes, especially with the devil fruits and stuff, Buggies looked kind of crazy, but I don't think it could have really looked much better. Could have looked maybe a little better, but not a lot better. It looked pretty good for what it was. And as far as the action itself goes, it was good. I don't think I really have any complaints as far as the action goes because, you know, the fighting was cool. I think the Zoro-Mihawk duel, you know, Mihawk pulling out the little sword, like the butter knife size little sword, that was funny and still good. It was good. I will say my favorite part of the action was probably Sanji and Zoro fighting against all the fishmen, even though I really like their individual battles in the actual Arlong Park arc. Like, I'm sad that the Octopus Man wasn't there, but I mean, that would have looked insane. So it's probably better that it didn't exist. As far as the dramatic moments go, the moments that you're supposed to cry, where you're like, damn, One Piece is good. This is some good shit. Some hit, some missed. Let's talk about the ones that missed first. Sanji and Zeph's goodbye, the heartwarming farewell, it wasn't the hit that it was in the anime and manga. It just wasn't. Maybe this might be nitpicky. Maybe it's just because he didn't like bow, like get on his knees and like bow to Zeph. Maybe because he cried, you know, there were tears shed, but it just didn't hit. It just didn't hit for me. It didn't. You know, I'm supposed to be like, damn. And also, you know, the very beginning, the Luffy backstory where he gives himself the scar, it wasn't there. It just didn't hit for me. It just didn't hit. And that one might be because I've seen it like 20 times now. You know, the anime loves to show that. It was shown in like 2 or 3 maybe movies. It's just, maybe it's overplayed and it's just not going to hit. But I feel like it should have hit. Now, as far as the moments that hit, I mean, they hit well. They did a really good job at bringing those anime and manga moments to life. Let's talk about those, because that's what the real ones want to see. Nami saying, Luffy, help me. It's one of the best moments in like all of One Piece. I mean, we can all agree that, right? It's definitely the best Nami moment, and it's like the Nami and Luffy solidifying their bond moment. It's fantastic, and it hit. They did well. They did really well. Maybe it's just because I love that moment so much that it hit in this, you know, live action adaptation, but it hit. Usopp and Kaya as kids, Usopp telling Kaya all of his stories, his fables, his fake false lies. It was good. I think that was his best moment in the, you know, the backstory stuff. His mom dying, his dad leaving. That's all sad. But I think the moments that really hit the most in the Usopp, the Syrup Village stuff, was Kaya loving his stories. I mean, making her feel like she has someone. Zoro's I'll never lose again, his resolve with Luffy. I'll never lose again when he holds his face, you know. Oh man, that's a good moment. And you know, the moment where they all put their foot up on the barrel. Oh my, it's such a good moment where they all say their dream. You know, the 5 original cast members, the 5 original crew members, they all put their foot up on the barrel and say their dream. Oh, that hits. That one hit. That was like the final finale of the whole thing, and it was good. It was great. I loved it. I mean, I smiled. I might have got a little bit watery in my eyes. It was good. That's it. That's really all I have. I just watched the entirety of the live action adaptation for this video. So if you like this kind of content and want to watch more like One Piece, anime, movie stuff, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.